Eating out is way better. No way, I'd much rather eat in. Listen up, over the next 2 days, I'm going to be testing what's better, eating out or eating in, on 3 different scales. Health, taste, and price. Now here are the rules. Each side is going to get 5 similar meals. For price, it's simply which one is cheaper. For taste, it's going to be a composite score over the 5 meals out of 10. And for health, it's going to be how well each side can match my daily macros. Now each side is going to be given a fair chance in this competition. And we're gonna start with eating out. Let's go, I won't let you guys down. As the representative of eating out, this is my specialty. And by that, I mean staying out of the kitchen is my specialty. But the one problem is I don't eat breakfast. Like, I never eat breakfast. So I'm thinking Dunkin' or going to a diner maybe, but I'm not really sure what the best place to go is. But we've got to set a high bar so that cooking in actually has some competition. So let's get into this day. Let's see where this road takes us, baby. Let's go. All right, we're gonna go Dunkin' because we've got a lot to eat today and we don't want to run the price up. So I don't think a full diner meal is smart to start the day. Maybe if we've got like a dinner budget or something, but we've got to be intelligent. We have to beat eating in. We have to beat cooking. And that's probably gonna win on price and maybe even taste. So we've gotta be intelligent today, guys. And that's like my specialty. My brain's like I'm like a kid genius. It's like I'm not a kid. Or a genius. Oh no. I don't even think they have a menu board. Oh, they do have a menu. I was just blind. I'm like a kid genius. One thing that's gonna save this for eating out is I don't get drinks. So that's gonna keep the price low and it's not gonna screw up the health because it's not gonna be any like sugary drinks or anything like that. So I got y'all for the eating out fans. For the eating out squad. Who? I got y'all. Can I have a egg white wake up wrap sandwich?
I guess you wake up wrap?
Yeah, but can it be egg whites or does it have to be eggs?
It's the normal egg.
Okay, and then can I also get a sweet black pepper bacon sandwich, please?
You want egg and wake up or no?
Yes, please. I got the meal for $6. So that's big brain out of me. If I went to a diner, easily would have been like $15 plus tip. But I tried to order something and she's like, she just chose something else off the menu. And then I was like, no, actually, I'd like the other one. She's like, hell no, you're going to get this, buddy, and you're going to like it. All right, I guess I'm going to get that and I'm going to like it. That's a pretty good deal. That's a pretty big start for the eating out club. Probably got to stop saying that. Takeout club. Now, I'm not going to individually grade each meal. They're not each going to get a rank out of 10. Just every meal is going to weigh into the score of 10. Like, look at this. Y'all just can't tell me that that is an appetizing thing to be eating. But we're not doing it off appearance. We're doing it off taste. I don't know. It almost tastes kind of like nothing. It's not bad. It's not bad. Honestly, I have like no commentary on that first item. It was good. Now this looks pretty cool. Oh my gosh, guys, look at that. That actually looks super cool. A croissant with cheese, egg, and bacon. Now this might be fire. Oh my gosh, it is making an absolute mess of my car, but this is really good. Like, this is great start for takeout. That's probably as good of a start as you could possibly get, actually. Like, I don't know if it gets better than that. And this next meal, this next takeout restaurant is literally my favorite takeout restaurant. Like, takeout might win. Takeout might win. Meal number 2, this is where we make up on health. We're at Chick-fil-A, pure protein. I'm playing the game, y'all. I am playing the game. I can't be beat. I'm gonna win this for takeout. All right, I kind of didn't think that fully through. We had to sacrifice on price a lot. But huge step in the right direction for health. We're trying to balance all 3 things. We know this is gonna taste good. We know it's gonna be healthy. had to sacrifice on price. It seems like these takeout foods, they're not going to be able to hit all three categories. They're going to have to sacrifice somewhere. Not ideal in terms of total score, but they're boosting and should have a solid across the board. It's just, can they get better than cooking in? Now, if there's one takeout restaurant I love, it's Chick-fil-A. But I was just thinking about how I kind of have to sacrifice taste as well at Chick-fil-A, because obviously I love Chick-fil-A and these two items are great. But to be healthy and to get that protein up, I went with 12 just grilled nuggets, and those are fine. But those aren't breaded nuggets, chicken tenders, spicy chicken sandwiches. Like, they have much better items, just nothing healthier. I think the goal for takeout is gonna have to be to get below like $50. $50 for one day? That's not looking good. That's not looking good. So taste has to be off the charts. Like, it has to be off the charts for takeout to even be like competitive. And Chick-fil-A is so good. Chick-fil-A is so good. I don't even know what they do to their chicken, because this realistically is just chicken, but like, something about it is so good. I will stand by the fact that there is no better chicken place than Chick-fil-A. This is the saving grace of the meal. Obviously, grilled nuggets, good, whatever. You can't beat a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich. Alrighty, we are 2 meals in, and they've been a really good start for takeout food. Like, actually way better than I was expecting. For taste, I think currently would be at like a 7.5. It could definitely do a lot better, but it's been really good. Like, one item from each of the meals has been good, and then one has been like, all right. So I would give it about a 7.5. Health, I would say we're only at probably like a 6 right now. Like, we're kind of struggling right now on health. And price, geez, $21 through the first 2 meals. For meal 3, we're at a classic post-workout meal. Obviously, we had to go with Qdoba. Technically, Chipotle is the more classic of the post-workouts, but it's the same thing. Don't even worry about it. But I'm hoping for a taste boost, and I'm hoping that the price is around like $10. If it's at like $10, then we're absolutely chilling. But I am a bit nervous that it's kind of just not tipping the scales on like any of the 3 aspects. It's all just like average to above average. And I'm no perfect chef, but I'm sure I can cook at least like average. So this is really gonna have to start turning it up if it's actually going to be like really winning. But we'll just have to get in there and see how it goes. So far, so good. I did not get my receipt, so I don't know the exact amount, but we're gonna round it to 11 because that's about what it was. So $11. That's pretty much right where we need to be. Now it's just a matter of, can the taste be good? Obviously, we went with the classic cheat code of the bowl with the side tortilla. So you basically get a burrito and then some, but we've got white rice, chicken, pinto beans, jalapenos, and salsas. Look at that. Full burrito and still like a third of a full bowl. I'm too good at this, y'all. I am doing my best to have the takeout team win. I really am. I really am.
I might be too strung out on compliments, overdosed on confidence, started not to give a fuck and stop fearing the consequence. Drinking every night because we drink to my accomplishments. Faded way too long.
I gotta stop acting like I can tolerate spice, y'all. I got jalapenos in this.
Bruh.
It's killing me. I really am as pale as it gets. You can literally see it from the light reflecting off my face. After eating the entire thing, if I'm being completely honest, it was a little less good tasting than I would have hoped. One of my biggest gripes with Qdoba instead of Chipotle is that it doesn't really use a lot of seasoning in its food, as opposed to Chipotle is like super seasoned. So it's not super cheap, but it's at least keeping it in the game, if y'all know what I'm saying. So it's not just, the takeout is not just solely relying on taste. There's still hope for takeout, but this next meal, meal number 4, is honestly like super important because it's the last like actual big meal of the day. So if that price can stay low, maybe there's actually a chance for takeout. If it ends up being like $15 to $20 again, wrap this thing up. We're off to a great start, but this is really the final test. The last bulk meal, we're gonna be having noodles. Let's see if they can keep this trend going. or if the script starts to flip. At this point, we are at 3,100 calories and $47 on the day. So those two categories are pretty much out the window. At this point, the takeout team is solely just looking for taste. So we went with a pretty solid meal, hopefully on taste. We've got the Cajun Shrimp Alfredo, or no, the Cajun Fettuccine Shrimp. It honestly looks amazing. Now this cost me 15 bucks. We are shooting on one thing now. One thing. I mean, look at that. You can't tell me that that does not look incredible. At this point, I think the only way that takeout wins is if taste for these last two meals just brings it to like a 9 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10. Honestly, this meal might do that. Now this is the flavor that Qdoba was lacking. I mean, this is fire. This is fire. Chick-fil-A low-key sold being $15 just for like an average tasting meal. But this was $15. This is worth every penny. This is worth every penny. Now, if I can cook something like this tomorrow, genuinely I have to be named the greatest cook of all time. I absolutely devoured that. You see that window? We're miles out of that window in terms of price. We're at $47 for 4 meals. How are we averaging $12 a meal? And this last meal is where we just commit to putting all the eggs in one basket. Unfortunately, it's coming to self-sabotage. We're tossing health out the window. Price, I don't know what it's gonna cost, but health, goodbye. We're just hoping for a 10 of 10 on taste. Like, yeah, when I said self-sabotage, it kind of doesn't get any more self-sabotage than this. For the last meal of the day, it's dessert time, and we're at Dairy Queen. We're going to get a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup Blizzard. And I'm really doing this for one reason, and that's because of what I'm going to make tomorrow. But hi, can I have a small Reese's Peanut Butter Cup Blizzard?
Anything else for you?
Nope, that's all.
Total is $5.24.
Sounds good, thank you. Like I said, at this point, we're only praying for just a 10 out of 10 taste, but hey, this for $5, it's not the worst deal. That actually was one of the best things I've ever had. That was actually just completely amazing. But it is time for the end of the day rankings for the eating out scores. Taste has to be a 9. I mean, the last two meals were like incredible. Actually, I'm going to go with an 8.5. The ending price for the day was $53.07. All things considered, saying 2 meals combined cost 30 of those dollars, only coming out to like a $10 per meal total, is not the worst. And then for the final macros of the day, the health score, we ended up with 3,700 calories, 181 grams of protein, 162 grams of fat, and 389 grams of carbs. Yeah, I don't know, just a lot of grams of fat, not a lot of protein. The health score is just gonna kill this, honestly. And the price, who knows? Maybe I get some expensive groceries, but we're just gonna have to hope that I am a terrible chef tomorrow. Well, eating out certainly gave us a baseline. Let's see if eating in can do any better. Oh yeah, my time to shine. All right, it is time to shop for the cooking in meals to see if we can not only replicate the meals from yesterday, but to see if we can go above and beyond the 3 scoring categories. Let's go team eating in. All right, yesterday's first meal of the day was egg and cheese wraps. So fortunately today, I get to choose whatever I want. I can do egg whites, I can do eggs, I can do low-fat cheese, I can do whatever. So that's going to astronomically boost the health score. It might lower the taste score, but yesterday was the taste. We gotta win the other 2 categories today. Price, health, and just make it serviceably taste. So today, we're gonna go with egg whites for the wraps, and we're also gonna go with low-fat cheese. We're gonna do everything we can to get that health score to a 10 out of 10. I'm not really taking into account prices right now because I know that it's just gonna be cheaper than yesterday, so that doesn't really matter. We're just going for the health score right now, and we'll see the rest when it comes out. Now we've got everything we need for breakfast. Egg whites, shredded cheese, tortillas. That's one meal down. I have no clue how much this is gonna cost, but I know it's gonna cost less than it did at Dunkin'. At least I really hope so. Now this is where price is going to kill me, the meat. This is expensive, 18 bucks for this package, but this is the only meat that we need, I'm pretty sure. I don't know that for sure, but I'm pretty sure. All right, that is all 5 meals set and ready to go, except for one thing that they don't sell here. So that's not going to be on the receipt, but we will add it into the total afterwards. All that's left to see is how much this racks up, but also the total receipt is not going to be the total price, because obviously I'm not drinking this whole thing of milk, and I'm not eating all the tortillas or the whole box of pasta. So we're going to ration it to the price of what I actually eat, not just what it costs me to check out, because that can be used for future meals. So all that's left is to check out. Let's go see what the damage is. All right, that bill actually hit a lot harder than I expected it to. That was just under $120. Now, fortunately, that doesn't mean that's the full price, but we might have to start budgeting these meals here to figure something out, because that is way too much. But hey, we've certainly got the health to win. Hopefully we can budget down and we win these two, make food that tastes all right. Cooking in is taking it home. That's what I know. Y'all already saw all the ingredients going into my breakfast, except for one. We got bacon as well. This whole meal cost me $6.41. That's more than what my Dunkin' breakfast cost. So actually shout out to Dunkin' for making better quality food and having it be cheaper than what I was able to buy it for at the store. That is not a good start for team cooking in. But we cannot get down. I have to put my cooking skills to the test. I have to make food that tastes good. Well, like I said, not the best chef. This looks like a complete mess. But here's what... Oh, the tortilla got stuck to the pan, and here's what we've crafted. I don't think you can see it, but it's bacon, eggs, and cheese. Meal 1 is just a warm-up for our team. We were never planning to win on meal 1. Let's just hope that it tastes at least all right. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not great either.
Bruh.
Yeah, without a doubt, I'm definitely gonna say that the takeout would get the nod on the first meal for taste. But like we said, we're not trying to win taste. We're just trying to be serviceable and win price and health. So far, we've lost price as well, so the strategy is not going to plan. But this next meal is going to cause controversy. It is. But it's going to put cooking in the lead. I know it. Oh, Jimmy, you can't just stick frozen food into the oven and pretend you're cooking it. Yeah, I can. And that's what I'm gonna do. Because not only are these chicken tenders cheaper than Chick-fil-A, are they healthier than Chick-fil-A, they might even taste better than Chick-fil-A. Y'all can't tell me I'm not using my noggin.
You can't keep getting away with it!
Oh, but Jimmy, you're cheating. Shut up. I am the GOAT captain. Screw that dude that was working yesterday.
Who?
Cooking in is gonna win. And it's all because of these chicken tenders. How do I fix the fact that I can't cook for the eating in team? Make it so I don't have to cook. Toss these in the oven. I cooked them. I just didn't cook them. We might just win on taste, just to rub it in. Throw salt in the wounds.
I might be too strung out on compliments, overdosed on confidence. Started not to give a fuck and stop fearing the consequence. Drinking every night because we drink to my accomplishments. Faded way too long, I'm floating in and out of consciousness, and they saying I'm back. I'd agree with you.
Alrighty, 2 meals down for the cooking in team puts us at 1,100 calories and $17 spent. Really, this is setting up to be like an absolute nail biter. Obviously, eating in is gonna take health, but eating out is most likely gonna take taste, and price is like, they're honestly right next to each other. I mean, yesterday through 2 meals was $21, today it's $17, so that's a bit of a split, but we still have the most expensive meal next. Time to channel my inner Gordon Ramsay, or Bobby Flay, or Jim Fit. Fate of the universe on the line. Jimmy enters the kitchen. What did we have for our third meal yesterday, you might ask? We had Qdoba. What did we have at Qdoba? We had a chicken and rice bowl. Uh-oh, Mexican rice time, baby. What do I gotta do? I gotta heat up some water in a pan, and I gotta pour it in. Tell me I'm not putting together the greatest chef run of all time. Tell me I'm not. What did we do? We put chicken strips into an oven. We're about to put rice into a pot. We're about to put chicken into an air fryer. Careful. Careful now, you're watching a master at work.
Bruh.
How did I manage to mess that? I genuinely was not even trying to miss the pot as well. Like, I am such a moron. This is gonna run us a pretty penny. It's gonna run us a pretty penny. This meal in total is going to cost us... Seriously? This meal is going to cost us $16. Kitchen wrist twisted like a stir fry. Mexican rice.
Take a whip it, intermission, let the birds fly. I get money, turn no vision through my third eye. Money, yeah, that skillet, watch me flip it like it's Five Guys. Black and white pilgrim, check out the ceiling, look at the blue sky.
Man, really worked up a sweat cooking that up. Oh, it's testing my limits. If you'll notice, throughout the course of this day compared to yesterday, I have so much more food today than I did yesterday. Sort of intentionally, also not intentionally, I am getting like really full. But the only question that matters right now is, does this taste better than Qdoba? No, it does not. You see, the problem with my cooking is I don't use any seasoning. I only use salt. So this really doesn't taste like a whole lot of much of anything. Besides the fact that I am insanely full, that is 3 meals down, $31 spent. If I wasn't so fat, I wouldn't spend so much damn money. I still think that we have a chance to win. I've got a secret weapon for the last meal. The next meal is one that I actually like genuinely have to cook and like put my mind to a little bit at least. We're not gonna win taste. I don't believe in my cooking. Shoot. And health is only gonna get worse. Oh my God. Okay, I think that we can get the price down. I think we'll win price. Health, I think this is where we do it. This is where we save the money. On this meal, dinner, we're saving $10 compared to what we bought at Noodles. And now I know you're thinking to yourself, Jimmy, you just said you're gonna test your cooking skills. Yesterday you had a bowl of pasta. Boiling noodles is not as simple as you think. Actually, just last week, I burnt noodles just boiling them. But once I'm done boiling the noodles, I'm then gonna slap down a saucepan, toss the noodles in there, get some shrimp and cheese, and we're really gonna be cooking. Oh yeah. And honestly, it's looking like we're gonna win health, we're gonna win price. Am I a good enough chef to win taste as well? No, there's not enough water in this.
Bruh.
Here we go, it's time to actually cook. Start double managing stuff here. Get the shrimp in the pan, and the noodles. Okay. All right, there can be a little pasta water. I think it's actually good to add pasta water to stuff. That's what I heard. Oh yeah, now we're cooking. Here we go. There's just shrimp and noodles in the All right, let's get some cheese in here. I woke up feeling the cheesiest, coach. Here we go. Now we're cooking with oil. How's the saying go? Now we're cooking with gas. Okay, the cheese is just entirely stuck to the pan. I'm not sure I would say I did a spectacular job, but oh yeah, look how good that looks. Just noodles in a bowl. To be fair, it's pretty hard to mess up shrimp and cheese, so it actually tastes all right. You know what? Flashback to what I said the other day about if I can make something equivalent to that. Let's take a listen on what I said. Now, if I can cook something like this tomorrow, genuinely I have to be named the greatest cook of all time. And I'm just gonna come out and say it. I did that. I made something better than noodles. Who? I am absolutely lying. I'm absolutely lying. This is not even remotely close. But if you remember what I had for dessert yesterday, there's one thing that not even I can mess up. And that's this dessert. Oh, Jimmy, yesterday your dessert was ice cream. There's no way you're gonna make homemade ice cream. Well, that is where you're wrong, buddy. Because I prepped this ice cream yesterday. This peanut butter chocolate ice cream. And this is what's going to save the day for at-home cooking. And yes, this definitely counts as at-home cooking, by the way, because I actually had to do something to make it.
Woke up on the right side of the bed. What's up with this Prince song inside my head? Hands up if you're down to get down tonight. 'Cause it's always a good
Woohoo! Look at that. Hello? Hello? Is that better than Dairy Queen? Alrighty. That actually looks incredible, like way better than I thought it would. Let's get a taste on this. Oh my gosh. That is generational talent that I just exhibited. Oh my gosh. Peanut butter chocolate, homemade ice cream. I'm not gonna say it's better than Dairy Queen, but if you gave me a blind taste test of the two, I'm not sure I'd be able to tell the difference. This is as close to a 10 of a homemade meal that I could make as possible. You know what? Cut the cameras. I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna enjoy this for like 10 minutes, and then we can get the conclusion on who won. But I think after this one, we might know who won. We'll have to tally the scores. Is that my cue? All right, I'm coming. Damn, it's a long hallway. Thank you. All right, we asked 100 Americans what their favorite dish soap is. Wrong show. What am I holding these cue cards for then? Let's get into the results. How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? I am your unbiased host, John Jelly, even though I did just have an amazing homemade bowl of ice cream. And we're here to break down these scores for eating in and eating out on the 3 categories. First, starting with health. On the eating in, we have a total of 3,500 calories, of which 390 grams of protein, 69 grams of fat, nice, and 366 grams of carbs. Over on the eating out side, we've got a total of 3,700 calories, of which is 181 grams of protein, 162 grams of fat, and 389 grams of carbs. Now, interestingly enough, actually, these pretty much yin and yang themselves really well. This has like a perfect amount of fat, actually, but way too much protein and not enough carbs. And over here is way too much fat and not enough protein and not enough carbs. All around, eating in was probably better, so they come in with a score of 7.5 out of 10. Whereas eating out, just way too much fat, like way too much fat, so they come in with a score of 5 out of 10. But that's not the only category we're judging on today. Moving on to the price. The total amount for eating in was $44.34, coming to an average per meal total of about $8.80. Now we move on to eating out. We've got a total of $53.07 for an average per meal of about $10.60. Now actually, both sides did really well. If you want to shoot for about $10 per meal, eating out was slightly over. Obviously, the edge goes to eating in, but both were pretty good. Neither like insanely good where you're getting like $5, $6 a meal. You're getting absolute steals, but some couple snipes on the eating outside that absolutely saved the day from those two $15 meals. What are we doing, Qdoba? You are not that guy. You're not that guy, pal. But regardless, let's get into the scores. So we've got a 7 out of 10 for price. Like I said, nothing crazy, but very respectable. And over here, not too much of a difference, only about $1.50 per meal. So we're gonna go 6 out of 10, but they're not out of it. As we know from yesterday, eating out on the taste got an 8.5 out of 10. Noodles, Dairy Queen, you wrapped that up astronomically well to get that up to an 8.5 out of 10. That is a great score. If only Duncan and Qdoba could have brought it up to a 9. We will talk about that another day. But now, the moment you've all been waiting for. If eating in gets even a 6 out of 10, they win the game. The score for eating in on taste is a 7 out of 10. That is right. The homemade ice cream put it over the top. It was absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. That gives you the final scores of 21.5 out of 30 and 19.5 out of 30. If I'm being completely honest, this video was really just supposed to show you guys how much better eating in is to eating out. I'm just a really bad chef. So I just kind of screwed that up, even though they did still win. And these were honest scores. Like, I was genuinely serious. I could have done so much better in the kitchen. I just didn't do very well. But this video, really, the whole intent of it was to show you guys how much more beneficial eating in is to eating out. Comment down below if y'all want to see a part 2 of this where I try your guys' eating out meals to maybe give a better comparison as opposed to me just getting random foods that I just kind of felt like getting. But with that being said, if you guys watched all the way to the end, I really appreciate you guys for watching. You've unlocked a new character in John Jelly. But regardless, I appreciate you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one.